This practical suggestion was part of the godly direction he gave them. Acts 27:35 and 36. And when he had thus spoken, he took bread and gave thanks to Elohim in presence of them all. Look at that boldness, reminding them of who it was that was protecting them. And when he had broken it, he began to eat. Wonder how many of that crew of 276, isn't it, when we get to that number finally? Wonder how many of them got born again, filled with the Spirit. I'll bet there'll be some of them in the gathering together. I'll bet this centurion's in the gathering together. I hope so. I want to meet him. I want to meet some of these behind-the-scenes heroes. I want to meet that chief captain, that Roman captain that saved Paul's life so many times. I want to meet Paul's sister's son, the nephew. I want to meet the little maid that witnessed to Naaman the leper and said, there's a man of God in Israel that will heal you. The little Israeli maid. I want to meet some of the unsung, as well as the great heroes, of course, we all do. But there's so many great unsung heroes. The unnamed man of God that boldly confronted Eli and Samuel. Oh, they go on and on. When you read the word carefully, you just get your heart so tenderized to people that believe God, not even named in the word. Sometimes it just says a certain prophet, a certain disciple, a certain woman, a certain man. And they're heroes of the word, awaiting their return. God knows their names, even though there's a reason why certain people aren't named. I think the reason names are given is so that we get the meaning of the name as to add figurative emphasis to the record. That's at least one reason. Great reason. Magnificent reason. So let's get back to this. And he broke bread and he began to eat. Sort of miraculous they were able to save some food and all that mess. Then were they all of good cheer. How do you like that? Well, a good meal after starving for 14 days, after being sick at your gut for 14 days. Can you imagine how that blesses anybody? That'd bless the rankest unbeliever, wouldn't it? To have a tasty morsel of bread after 14 days of abstinence from eating. And they also took some meat. They had their thoughts well arranged. Paul boldly gave thanks to God in the presence of them all. By this time, they were believing more positively. They began to respond to the exhortation Paul had given them days before to be of good cheer and believe positively. Next page. But I want to stop here and remember the great lesson of Jesus Christ in John 2:24 and 25.